Okay, I am super excited for this masterclass because this time we're rolling up our sleeves. If you see, I've ripped the sleeves off and we're going to do a deep dive into my exact workflow that we use with our clients to create more content and more video content specifically, faster, easier, and more fun than we have ever done in the past. And quite frankly, I will be revealing some of the apps that when they first came out, I thought, OMG, this is going to put my video production company out of business, and in some ways it has, but in other ways we just pivoted and now we're able to produce so much more content than ever before. It gives our clients that strategic advantage, that first mover's edge. And when you apply these same principles, the same workflow that we're going to show you how to use AI and social video AI apps, you'll be able to do the exact same thing yourself without hiring expensive video production agencies or expensive video editors or having to ever learn a professional video editing like Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere or all those complicated and expensive pieces of software that has a huge learning curve, a huge investment both of money and in time. I'm going to show you my favorite apps that literally will help you create videos with what used to take 40 hours will take you 1 to 2 hours max to have all of your content done for the entire month. So let's show you exactly how we do that. I'm going to go Jersey style. I'm here in California now, but I took a detour in Hawaii. So it slowed me a little bit down, but I will go kind of fast and furious. Love that movie. So feel free to pause me. Those of you who like to listen to things at 1x or 2 times, I feel like you might not need to do that with me, but feel free to pause me if you want to see some of the scripts that we go over. You can grab the screenshots and then literally use them for your business, your brand to get more traffic, get more videos done, again, using AI. So let's do this deep dive now. I want to show you how you can get more free traffic so you could test it on your social channels. And then when you see what works, then you go big and go big. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. I'm thinking going big, but yeah, you go big with ads, but you test it in the social channels. So that's what we'll do. So let's talk about getting social video done with AI. And by the way, AI is, I'm going to share my screen here. When I talk about social videos, reels, it's basically short form video, shorts on YouTube, vertical style. So anything shot with your iPhone, vertical style, or your Android, Samsung. So it's reels, YouTube shorts, or TikToks. TikTok on TikToks, easy. So anytime I say reels, just interject all three. It works just the same. So the workflow that we're talking about and the AI apps that we're talking about will work for all of that, including your long form horizontal YouTube shows. Like this we could put on YouTube as a show and it would be long form. I will also talk a little bit briefly about Opus. Here you go. Let's just start right here. Opus Clip is my favorite app that we use to get long form video content into easily 30 pieces of content in minutes. I don't have that on these slides, but maybe we'll add that. So let's talk a little bit about the future. The future belongs to the creators. You probably, hopefully, went through the first masterclass where we talked about the mere exposure effect. So it's no longer a matter of if you should create content, it's a matter of how much can you produce faster than your competitors and more than your competitors. That's the game right now. It's no longer, oh, is social media fad? When I wrote the first book on social media marketing, it was literally not even a term. It was just called new media. And I had to debate people whether it was a fad, whether it was going away. When YouTube first came out and I said, go big on this for business owners, before Google owned it, again, there was the argument of whether it's a fad. It is no longer an argument of whether YouTube is going away or not. It is here for good. And they're only doubling down with more social channels. If you feel like, oh my gosh, there's more than ever before, you are absolutely right. So you want to be seen everywhere all at once. And you can now do that with social AI apps. Future belongs to the creator. So hopefully you understand that and you embrace that. So let's immediately conquer some fears about doing social video because some of the things we'll talk about. And if you feel like, oh, I have a face for radio, you don't have to worry about because some of the apps that I'm about to show you, you don't need to show your face. So it's a wonderful thing. AI apps make video production a game changer. So hopefully you're embracing it by now. You watch the first master class, you understand why it's so important to be competitive in this landscape. And by the way, if we don't embrace AI now, if we don't embrace AI now and your competitor does, they in a year from now, they won't be a year ahead. They'll be 10 years ahead. They will be lightning years ahead. So let's conquer your fears about doing videos. Think about what they are, write them down, and let's obliterate them. And hopefully by the end of this masterclass, you'll have obliterated them and you'll be producing more content and you'll share them with me. So, what about the fear of nothing to say? That was a huge problem before. But now what do we have? We have ChatGPT, right? Or as I call him, Chachi, because in one of my Opus clip, when they gave me the captions for it, when I was saying ChatGPT really quickly, New York style, it wrote Chachi, from fun. So yeah, so now I will just refer to ChatGPT as Chachi. So no longer having the fear of, oh my gosh, what do I say? I'm going to show you our formula that will go into ChatGPT or Chachi, and you'll never worry about not having a script that you can go by and produce your social video. So here's some of the tools that we'll talk about today. No, a lot of I was gonna say no. When I first came out with this about 9 months ago in my coaching club, no one was talking about them. Now people are starting to hear about them, talk about it, and you're starting to repeat. So hopefully you've seen some of these apps. And then I did a full video tutorial on Descript, really diving in. I have a workflow that's slightly different than others. Primarily, you'll notice in that video, I go from right to left as opposed to left to right. So dive into that. I literally show you exactly how to use that. So again, the learning curve to use the script, very minimal. Like in 30 minutes, you'll know it versus 30 hours of Final Cut Pro and barely scraping the surface, right? Or scratching the surface. Sorry, we're keeping blunders in here. We're going to show you humans make mistakes and it's okay to be human. And in fact, we're going to double down with that. We're going to keep some of those ums and ahs in our human created videos because my prediction is the competition is going to be AI. But the way people will know it's you or believe it's you is because there will be some us, there will be some filler words. We don't want to eliminate all of them because then you'll stand out as a human and connect with people. So that's the script here. Be human. Oh, I am loving this app. If you want to create a persona that does basically duplicate you and start reaching out, email, reach out, LinkedIn, reach out. You can connect with people by name. You can connect with people all over your clients, go cold outreach or warm outreach, and literally get into their inbox with personalized video that you've created, but you create it, wait for it, once, but it goes thousands and thousands and thousands of times all over. So powerful, powerful to pay attention to be human. Spark camera app, we're going to show you in this masterclass. I'm a huge fan. You may have heard of 11 Labs before. Again, spell the word out, 11 Labs. This helps you create content where it's just voice dubbing. So once it learns your voice, your VA can start creating podcasts for you, content for you with your voice, but without you having to record. So you make a small investment of time in the beginning on these apps, and you will duplicate yourself and multiply yourself by tenfold, 100-fold, however fold you basically have your VAs is creating content and how quickly you can. Super Creator, we're going to show you that in today's session. And this is Chachi or ChatGPT. We're going to talk about that. So again, let's dive in. CoachDeb's content creation workflow. If we were here live, we'd have you raise your hand or put it in chat to how many people want it. I'm assuming you want to see the workflow. So we're going to literally show you what we do with our clients now using AI. So the first thing we do is we get some information from them, but we sit down and we say, or Zoom, we Zoom up and we sit at our offices and we open up ChatGPT and we ask it for 30 scripts. Now we are going to finesse it. We're going to do some prompt engineering, some prompt follow-up, but ChatGPT is going to give you your scripts for Reels so you no longer have to stare at a blank screen and start from scratch. You start there and then you finesse it. You add your personal stories, but you get ChatGPT to give you the formula, the guide, the B-roll. You're basically having ChatGPT or Chachi as your producer. So again, this is where ChatGPT is going to fill in for all of us virtual producers or in-person producers and get the content done for you. That's a producer's role, is to get content. Now you just go to Chachi and he hooks you up. And then we go into Descript. Again, I have a full training on that, but that's the next thing is we either create the content in Descript or we film it on our iPhone and then upload it into Script. Descript does the captions for us, the transcript for blogs. So we multiply all of our content, but we have Descript doing the video editing because as you'll see in that video, you can literally double click on a word or a sentence and go delete on your keyboard and it's gone. It's gone from the video thing and you're literally just editing a Word document. That's how it feels. So that's how simple video editing is. And again, I have a full tutorial on that. Definitely watch that if you haven't watched that. And then once you've recorded your scripts or uploaded them into Script, we'll also talk about Spark Camera app. You might want to use that to film it and then upload it into the script. And then you upload it into Metricool to schedule all of your content. So you're done within one day. You've scheduled it for the entire month from doing the script to recording the script to then sharing the script. So it publishes. And by the way, Metricool, why we're so big on Metricool, is it literally tells you, it answers the number one question I am asked with all social media is what time is the best time to post? I don't know, but Metricool does. So I don't know when the best time for you to post, but I know when the best time for me to post on Twitter, aka X, on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok, all of the platform on YouTube. It's specifically a very different time for all of those platforms. So you don't have to guess. And it literally tells you the percentage. Like one of them at 7 a.m. is, I think it's like 100% of one of the channels, like people are really alert and focused, like you're going to get the most amount of views on that and clicks and engagement. And then another time it's like 90%, 70%, 50%. And I have a big international audience because when I did live in Hawaii, I was able to just connect with people. That's why I was all over Twitter and I got made fun of because by the end of my day, when everyone was going to sleep over here, they were waking up over in London. And I'm like, okay, I'll stay up a little bit longer. So if you have an international base, your time to post might be very different than someone in America or North America or Australia for that matter, right? So you want to know when the best time is for your clients and your viewers to see it. And by the way, the faster you can get people looking at your content, the more the social media engines will serve up your content to other people who are not your clients yet. So that's the goal, right? Getting seen everywhere all at once with AI apps. And that's how Metricool helps you. So that is our formula. That's our workflow. Let's now dive into Chachi and show you exactly what you can do with Chachi and get your scripts done and get your content out. So first you go to Chachi and you want to go, hey, can you help me with some scripts, right? That's what we want. And again, Reels is shorts, TikToks, right? It could even be longer form videos, but for this example, it's 60-second Reels. So we ask it to create a script. Right now, we're going to start with 10 scripts for 60-second Reels. You want to tell it what role to play. So by the way, you can screen capture this and copy this verbatim or fill it in for your industry. But right now, this is like hiring Chachi as your social media manager, and you're telling Chachi to act as your social media influencer. Again, influence as in you want to remember this is intelligence. You want them to influence the tribe, influence your community. Then you give it the command of what it will do. So Chachi, you will come up with entertaining stories that are engaging, funny, and captivating for the audience related to the topic of, for me, this was creating videos to promote a small business. So this part here, you might have as something else. So fill in the blank there. That's what we do. So that's why we put that in. So what is your topic? Put that in. And then here, these reels can be educational stories, use popular memes, or include movie references. So again, you want to train and engineer it to come up with relatable themes. And remember, this is where the intelligence comes in. This is where it can comb and look at all of the popular memes, TV shows, movies. It will rank what movies are popular, what are most watched, especially according to your audience. So the more you tell it what you want, the better output you will get. And then any type of story which has the potential to capture people's attention. Remember, we want to get attention, so we want to command it to do that. So your ChatGPT 4, I highly recommend you upgrade to the Pro. It's $20 a month. Gosh, Jasper used to be like $100 a month. So 20 is a steal and it becomes your prompt engineer. So the more you can invest in learning how to be a prompt engineer, the more you will be able to dominate in this new AI world that you're living in. So this is one of my favorite persuasive prompts. Again, emphasis on persuasion. First, act as this person without using their name. You drop in the article. So maybe Leanna Ling wrote an article and you go, oh, this is a great article, but I want to summarize it and I want to give it to my people specifically targeted to them. You ask Chachi to give you a summary of this article. So now you're creating a blog post and then you can do a video on it. But you start it with a relatable story. And then the more you teach it who your audience is, you could say relatable story to XYZ. What is your audience, right? What age range, gender, interest levels, right? What is it? Are they business owner? Are they corporate? Right? Tell them. And then step by step manner, and then close it with a lesson that they can remember the lesson. So, a big thing these days with TikTok and the gram is doing these what's called reaction videos. You've seen them, right? Where it's maybe a celebrity, maybe it's Denzel Washington, and you're saying, yeah, oh yeah, oh that's, and you're just like, you might not even say anything. You might, but you're basically just filming yourself reacting to that celebrity or that popular meme, that reel that went viral, and that's how you can jump on top of it. So reaction videos are super popular. So this strategy here is kind of like the same thing. You're getting someone that's famous or a big influencer. So again, Leanna Ling, CEO of AdSkills. Okay, people know her in your community, and then you're giving them your take. So you use ChatGPT to give you some prompts, some ideas, some stories so that you don't have to comb the net and do all of this research or hire a research developer. Chachi is your research developer and it's giving you all these examples and then you can take from them. Often I'll get, say, 5 things and they'll say, give me 5 more. Or give me, I liked number 2 and 5, blend them. So once you get feedback, the biggest thing, this is where people drop the ball and they go, oh, I don't like the feedback that Chachi gave me because they don't do any type of follow-up prompting. So add that to your notes, add follow-up prompting. So this is your initial persuasive prompt, but then there's follow-up prompting and get more specific with it. Ask it numbers, really get specific in the output. And I'm going to show you my formula for that as well, because that's where I really believe people fall down. And if you can master this, you will be ahead of the curve. You'll have that first mover's advantage way beyond your competitors. So let's look at, let's go over here in advance. We're going to look at the formula, but these are other examples. Again, you can screenshot this. You can do scripts for reels. You can do carousels. So carousels are, instead of a video, it's up to 10 still images, or blogs, or have it write your sales letter. And then remember, getting into prompt engineering, the follow-up prompt. So the more you can become a master at being a prompt engineer, the better output you're going to get from Chachi, but also the better you'll be able to take advantage of the true artificial intelligence that ChatGPT, aka Chachi, brings you. So here is the perfect prompt formula, and this is from engineers themselves. So a lot of people who know me from back in the day will know this, but a lot of people that know me now don't know me from 16, 18 years ago when I was the first person to develop software that automated website installation. So before you had to install WordPress blog, WordPress was a very popular open source code, and let me just bring this over here. So WordPress was an open source code. You probably have heard it now. In the beginning days, it was a very clean formula and it was open source, as in all of these software developers could add a plugin or add a this, add a that. So we developed software and it was literally the first to market that automated WordPress installation. So you didn't have to hire a program developer. You didn't have to have the code in there. And then we took it to the next step. And this was us using artificial intelligence. This is 20 years ago. So artificial intelligence is not new. It's just new to a lot of people right now because of OpenAI and the millions of dollars that Microsoft put into releasing Bing and artificial intelligence. again, partnering up with the company OpenAI. So ChatGPT became the thing that everyone started talking about artificial intelligence, but this is not new. So when we created the software back in 2002, it automated website development. So it's basically the first ClickFunnels, the first we hear go high level. It was the first one of its kind, and we ran it for about 7 years. And then all of a sudden, ClickFunnels came on the scene, and they started. And then we had competition, but it was probably a good 4 to 5 years, and we just cleaned up because what we were first to market. We had that first movers advantage, so we had that. And then the next thing we did, we put in robotic. They call it robotic process automation, so RPA. We put that into our software, and it blasted out your content to all of these social networks and social channels. Back then, it was like MySpace, FriendFeed, Friendster, things that you probably don't use now. Maybe you haven't heard of them, depending on your age, but that's what it did. And you would be a tribe of people in your industry. So, say you were in, say, well, let's just keep it to authors and speakers and course developers. So, say you're a coach, so you would be in with a group of coaches, and you would be automatically sharing, your bot was automatically sharing other people's content in your tribe. So it was our community sharing each other. So that's one of the things that we did. So I'm sharing the story because I want to emphasize this is not new. I know there's a lot of people that are out there, and they're like, all of a sudden they're an AI expert. I don't know what they were last year or the year before, but AI is not new. It is just something that is finally user friendly, mass group friendly. And by the way, even though it's now finally something that the average person can use, the average citizen, I've been speaking, and we've been taking polls all around. Right now, just America, although some international with Zoom polls. But as I'm speaking in all these different stages, and I'm asking people and talking to them after and having breaks, the amount of people that are actually applying and really digging into ChatGPT, it is a minimal. So this, I'm so excited because you now you're literally living in the best time in history as a business owner to get content all over the place, literally be seen everywhere all at once without breaking the bank. In the past, people could ignore me in 2001 and 2002 when we were talking about blogging and podcasting and get on the bandwagon. And 2006 when I'm like, you got to get video. There's this thing called YouTube. This is before Google owned it. I had a YouTube account with a Yahoo email address. I can't even control it now because it literally, I can't. I don't have the Google controlling it. But people could ignore me when I made those predictions then. Now, my clients and the people who didn't and they went all in, they're still successful to this day. They've created multiple YouTube channels. But you could have back then you could sort of go, maybe it's a fad. I don't need to listen to Coach Deb because there were still other ways to advertise. There were still the yellow pages, there were still magazines, there was still television commercials or infomercials. When's the last time you watched a commercial? And by the way, this next generation, they don't know what commercials are. The streaming services are everywhere now. Finally, cable and TV viewership is down. It's been down for the past 5, 10 years. So the predictions that we made 10, 15 years ago are finally just here. We are now living in the future. We can no longer ignore social media and artificial intelligence. And if we do, we will be doing it at our apparel. Our competitors will have a huge strategic advantage if they apply it now. Every month that goes by that they apply it and that you don't is like a year. So the multiples are massive. So the more you can learn how to really know what prompt engineering is, that's the one skill set that you can master that I promise you will be tenfold in results a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. Forget about several years from now. So I'm trying to get you the puck advantage. Where's my hockey puck? Oh, it's right here. There's always a hockey puck somewhere not far away. So we're trying to give you that puck advantage, that Wayne Gretzky puck advantage, where he skated to where the puck is going, not where it's at. That's what you're doing right here, right now in this masterclass. So let's get back into this prompt formula. Again, this is from the engineers who've helped build software, and they know how to program bots and computers. So if you follow this formula and you haven't gotten good results with ChatGPT before, You will if you start following this formula. So let's show that again so you can get another screenshot. If you didn't before, you can write it down. But the first thing you want to do is give it a task. Then you give it context. So in some of these formulas that I'm giving you and in the ones to come, this is what we're talking about. And then example, give it an example, like write it like this. The more you train it on what you want, the better result you're going to get. Persona, again, like Leanna Lane, Jay Abraham, who is it that you want to? Scott Bell, right? Who's the person that you want it to emulate? John Benson, right? Be a copywriter, write in John Benson format, right? And then tone. So format and tone. And format would also be, the bullet points and step-by-step formula. And then tone is also super important. Is it friendly? Is it more authoritarian? Things like that. So let's get you a few more scripts and examples so you can really dive in and get you more killer prompts. So here we go. This is the prompt here. If you didn't get it before, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, what was that? You don't have to rewind. Grab a screenshot, and remember, we want to capture people's attention and imagination. So here we go. Let's do this. Following this formula, we're giving it that task. Write an educational script for a reel. Right, that's the format that we want. Talking about what's our topic, how to hustle as a business owner, and what's our tone in the style of Gary Vee. Let's see how many people know Gary Vee and can see this here is true Gary Vee style. What I love about ChatGPT, and again, I've been teaching it. I want B-roll, this and that. So I keep getting follow-up prompting to get this. So if you don't get this in the first shot, tell it, ask ChatGPT 4 or 5, whatever is out at the time, to give you B-roll. So this right here in the beginning is B-roll in the parentheses. So it's an opening shot of a person walking purposely down the street wearing a hoodie and headphones. Does that not sound like Gary Vee or what? Like, this is where artificial intelligence, it's combing the net. And why do we have such precision with Gary Vee? Well, who's been producing content, bleeding out his eyes nonstop, saying 250 pieces of content, right? He now has a persona online. So if you've been missing the boat till now, man, you do not want to miss the boat in this year in creating content, because you want to have people go into ChatG or whatever it is, whether it's Siri, Alexa, and when they say, hey, who's Coach Deb, or what about Coach Deb, you want it to come up with videos, images, blog posts, so much content. It comes out the ears, and having ChatGPT getting that. So make sure you get a persona, teach Chachi your persona so that you come up with content just like this with Gary Vee, and they nail it. And here we go. We start up. First thing Gary Vee says, what's up, real fam? It's your boy, Gary Vee. And today we're going to, all right, maybe my accent's totally not on point. And we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, hustling. Did they not get him or what? Right. And then cut to a shot. And then this is the next one. We have another shot, analyzing data. So it's giving you each scene by scene by scene. And by the way, when you dive into the script, we talk about scenes. This is going to be very important, especially for B-roll. But now you can give this to your social media manager, your VA, your editor, and you're giving them the formula of what the content they need to do. So now they just have to go into the script and go, okay, person analyzing data on computer. They just copy that line, paste it into script, and boom, you've got B-roll. You don't even have to show your face in these videos. You couple it with the script, with your script here with ChatGPT, and voila, you've got a video without you having to share your face. And by the way, once you teach the script your voice, you can just type in this or put this script into the script, and it will just spit it out, record it, get you a video without you having to speak a word. You just type the word because you've trained a script on your voice. So that's how you can create content like Gary Vee. And then you've got the call to action overlay at the ending. And I love ChatGPT. It like describes it in the end. It's like, in the script, we use the style of Gary Vee to emphasize the importance of hustling as a business owner. It touches on key points as discipline, focus, networking, collaboration, and making informed decisions. So the next thing you can do after you get your script is, what about the keywords? What are the top keywords to use when sharing this reel on the gram, aka Instagram? Voila. in seconds. And we did this before to save time because sometimes Wi-Fi isn't always great when we're recording here. So these are screenshots from ChatGPT. You can see I'm a night owl because this is in dark mode right here. But this is basically the screenshot of the top 10 keywords that you can use. And what I love about it is the next page, it even gives you additional keywords and hashtags. So the more you interact with Chachi, the more it will be your true assistant. Here we go. One more thing you can do with Chachi is, what about your podcast? What about the people you're interviewing? Well, what if you're interviewing Leanna Ling, the CEO of AdSkills, on your podcast? Tell it to give you the top 5 questions to ask her. Now, we can really program this, but I liked testing this just to see like what it came out with. And it's unbelievable the precision it gives you. So plug in whoever your next podcast guest is, plug that in with the person, give them a little bit of information about who they are. Now, we have seen there was another influencer we did that sometimes it just makes stuff up. They're like, oh, this person is in personal development, and it made some things up. So be sure to fact check this. You don't want to just use it verbatim without fact checking. Okay. So what about the fear of not having the time or the tech knowledge? Well, I'm going to show you tools next that will combat that. And I think we've already talked a little bit about that with Descript creating that. And then what about, oh, I don't have $1 million budget? Well, we're going to show you in the next few slides here the tools and software that you get started for way under $500, especially if you already have your iPhone or your Samsung, your Android. If you already have that, that's your biggest expense. That's your biggest tool. And most people that are business owners already have that. I met someone that watched her dogs when she vacationed, and she still didn't get a cell phone. So I guess there are some people in the world that don't have a cell phone. She had to have a landline, but again, I don't know those people. So these are the links that we used and shared. Again, Metricool is not a lot. Descript's not a lot, and Scribe like maybe $9 a month. And then I'm going to talk about Spark Camera Up. That's like $40, but it's one time and it's for the year. It in one video with Descript, one video alone, the entire year investment pays for one video of having a professional video company, agency, or video editor do it for you. Same thing, 1 month that you would pay a social media manager, you're paying Metrical for the year. So again, these are some good investments that once you get, these are your tools, right? This is your software. The next things that I'm going to show you are software, and that's it. Like under 500 for all of these pieces, and you're good. And by the way, when you do create your first reel using some of the strategies I'm talking about, or some of the apps like Spark Camera or a few of the others I'm about to go into, please tag me, tweet me, um, tag me on the gram or X, right? And let me know. I want to comment on it. I want to give you big high fives and congratulate you. But again, you can grab a screenshot. I'm CoachDeb everywhere except for some whippersnapper on TikTok grabbed it because I delayed. I was like, oh, do I really want to get on one more app? So I had to get my last name in there. And then of course, LinkedIn and Facebook, Deborah Cole, full name. Here's a free gift for you, by the way. If I didn't get this to you in the first masterclass, I promised I would make sure you got the book. This helps you. It has templates, by the way. It's got links to help you create reels way faster with the templates. All you need to do is open up the template that are in this book here. I give you 10 templates, 10 trending audio, and all you do is have to click on that link and plug in a few of your video clips, like 3 seconds each, just put them up there, and voila, you'll have a professional video done just by using the templates that we provide. So go ahead, my gift for you, go ahead and grab that. Now, let's dive into some workflow in the last few minutes here. Easy AI apps, video apps. I'm going to give you the overview. I also gave you a full tutorial for Descript. You definitely want to watch that. It's probably my number one favorite tool. And by the way, I sat on that for maybe 2-3 years. I've been using it. It's phenomenal. This is not new. It is still in beta. There are still a few bugs left, but it is now finally ready for the average user without any video knowledge or expertise or training beforehand. So now I feel like I can share it without people going, Deb, why there are so many bugs here? So yeah, there's an app for it. I want you to create more reels with AI, fast, easy, fun. That's my philosophy. And if it is not fast, easy, or fun, I don't care that apps are out there. I've tested a lot of them. I deleted them. So what I'm giving you here are all ways that you can create short videos or longer form videos very quickly with AI. So again, these are the apps. If you didn't grab a screenshot before, and now you're finally like, oh my gosh, Deb, you're right. I've got to create content. Grab this screenshot. We're going to show you a couple of these right now. So let's dump the blooper. We're going to keep these in here, right? So by the way, it's another thing. Let's take this as a moment as I clear my throat here and take this off here. I'm going to take this as a moment to allow some of the bloopers to show people, yep, this is human Coach Deb. This is not agent Coach Deb, because there will be, I'm going to say in a year from now, you'll see videos and you'll be like, is that Coach Deb or is that agent Coach Deb? Every one of you will have an agent within a year's time, if not sooner. And for some laggards, maybe longer. But again, this is one of those things where I'm making these predictions. The sooner you can adapt them and believe them and dive in on them, the quicker you're going to have that advantage. So I'm going to allow some of my bloopers when I don't speak perfectly. First of all, just show you I didn't die. A big hole didn't come and swallow me up. Uh, Waves from the creek, the ocean didn't come and grab me and drag me out like, oh, Deb, you made a mistake. You don't deserve to live. Right. So be okay with when you make a few mess ups and flunders. And the other thing is, that's going to show people you are human. So leave a few ums, leave some filler words in there, right? That's one of my filler words. It's pointed out. I don't know if it's a Jersey thing or what, but I'm going to leave a few of them in there. The second part of this little moment, this lesson moment, as I made a mistake, it's quite late right now. It's almost midnight, but I had to get this out before I flew off to Vegas and then DC to speak more about this and let business owners know about it. So it is a little late. But if I waited to make this perfect, and if I said, hey, Leanna, we've got to edit this. I made this mistake here or there. Oh, I could have said this better. Oh, I had this other story. It would be another 40 hours of editing and delay because I'm busy. It would wait 2 weeks because I'm not back from the speaking tour, right? So don't delay just because you made a mistake in the video. The biggest regret I have is when I lived in Hawaii for about 7 years. I had YouTube videos. They're so fuzzy right now, and it's like they're square. This was before the cinema style was out. They're so fuzzy. And meanwhile, it's like, man, if I knew they were going to be fuzzy, who cares? But I was like, oh, I gotta lose 10 pounds. Oh, this. I had all these excuses, or I didn't say things perfectly. So my business partner and I, we would take all day to do one freaking video. Now it's like go live, get it on, record. And by the way, even if you don't get a ton of views while you're live at that moment, people are busy. You'll get more on the replays. And more importantly, you'll have produced video and published it without having to go, oh, I have all this content. I have like this hard drive here. If it's hard drive, and I've got content on here that we have filmed, we've had interviews that's still waiting to be edited, and we just don't have enough time, right? You wind up getting all client stuff done before you get stuff done. So go live so you don't keep all of your awesome wisdom and content in a hard drive that never sees the light of day. And Hawaii, man, I'm like 10, 20 years older now. I'm like, man, you only get older and fatter. I wish I would have had more videos. I was skinnier then, but we don't realize that, right? We judge ourselves. Think of this right now, in 10 years, you'll wish you looked this young. So we only get older, we only gain more weight, especially as we're busy. So don't let anything stop you. Whatever it is about you that you think is like, oh man, I wish it's like a blemish, a gray hair, whatever. Oh, big arms. Oh, I've got love handles. Like just get rid of it. Say that's nope. I need to share my voice, and then start tapping into what is your voice, what is your message, what's your purpose, what are your talents. Have you heard that the worst thing in life is wasted talent? Okay, Coach Deb on the gram or Twitter or X, if you know the movie reference to that. We're going to be like best friends if you know that movie because it's my favorite. But wasted talent. Don't be guilty of wasting your talent, hiding hiding because you're afraid of how you look or that you might make a mistake. Did I die? No, I used it as a teaching moment to share with you and encourage you. It's okay when you make mistakes. People, in fact, connect with you more because it's like, oh, she's not perfect. Oh, I like her more. So if you want to be liked more, make more mistakes. All right, we're bringing the screen back to the stage here. We're going to talk about briefly Spark Camera app, and then we'll wrap up here. I have a couple more, but this is by far my favorite. It's Descript and Spark Camera app. Spark Camera app has all of the clips that you film. So remember I talked about my hard drive? Well, now it keeps all of those clips in one file. So you don't have all these files to upload and download and have your editor try to organize them and then they get it out of place and they're like, no, you got to make this cut. It is super simple. So if you want to get a little overview, let's dive in and let me show you. So when you download, again, it's $39 for the year, highly worth it. I promise you, in one video, you'll go, oh, Deb, like, yeah, you, trust me, you're going to thank me for doing the best investment. And by the way, I wish I had a piece of Spark Camera app, I'd be rich. But I don't. So this is just one thing that I use and I'm sharing it with you. I'm revealing my secrets of how we're able to produce our clients' content so much easier and so much faster. So this is opens it up. You click this little button here to start a new one. And this here, what's very cool about this, and this is a newer feature, is you can make a copy. So often I'll go to an event. This is one of my mastermind boat, and I love how they called it a yacht. And I was like, this is just a big party ship that floated around San Diego. I'm like, stop calling it a yacht. There was another one we went on. It really was a yacht. We're like, okay, this is yacht, but this is like big ship. I think this is when Grant Cardone was in town and a lot of influencers. So it's just filming clip after clip after clip. By the way, all of these little colors here, red, purple, blue, yellow, orange, green, these are all of the clips in this one video. So as you can see, there's a lot. It's at least 25, if not 50 clips here. And then this one here is a really long clip. It's probably when Grant was talking, right? So I want to create a reel, which is only a minute. This is probably a good 20 minutes. So this would be for my long form YouTube. And this copy would be where I get all the clips and then I deduce it down to the best of. See how it's less, right? Less along the color wheel. Here you're seeing a lot of short, a lot of short clips. Here are all the clips, right? So you can make a copy of that. And again, that's a new feature. So let me show it to you. I'm going to mute this and then just walk along. So super easy. Let me make sure this is on mute. So this is late night. We're like, let's just show people. This is the next day I was going on stage to teach us. I'm like, let's do a quick tutorial. So my friends and I did this, no makeup on. I'm just touching this. I'm showing my screen right now. We did a little flower again. This is just random just to show how the app worked. So you can go into selfie mode. And then I got myself and Alicia. We were sharing the Airbnbs around the kitchen table. So we're filming it and now you see it. So I literally am just touching it. And then when I let go, it stops recording. So then I brought it over to Cassie, right? And then maybe I did one more thing. I'm looking around like, what else? So anything else, I want to record it. And then when I push play, I can play it back. Now, the first clip I did, I've made a blunder. I was like, oh, I don't like that. So let's get into the scissor mode and let's get rid of that first clip where I did make a blunder or maybe I didn't like something. Click it. You just drag it into the trash. So bring it in. You put it there, let go. It'll confirm delete and voila, it's gone. That's how easy it is to cut a clip that you don't like. Now, what about the flowers? If I want to move them in a different spot, maybe I want to bring that earlier on in the scene, right? Maybe that's someone you're interviewing and you want to bring that in, or you do your intro at the end and you can bring it all the way to the beginning. You just literally clicking, touching it, and dragging it left or right. That's how simple it is to move clips. No more cut, blade, move, right? And this is just the playback. So you're seeing boom, 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 all the clips right there in front of you. That's it. That's as easy as it. If I didn't want to do any transition, I could hit that little download and it would be it. But maybe I want to maybe make this a little shorter or reduce the volume. Oh, let's do a transition. And this one, I had to touch it 3 times to get a transition because it was cold and my hands, they didn't detect that it was a finger. This is reducing the volume here. You just literally touch the volume and you bring it down or up. You could also increase the speed. So maybe you want to do a time lapse and you want something that you filmed to take 30 seconds instead of a minute. You just do a time lapse. Okay. And then I think that's where I did the time. So now we're waving really quickly. And then you X out of that and go back in here. So now you're seeing the transition. It zoomed in, it zoomed out. We added effects with the little snowflakes going in there. And this is it. It's as easy as that. Now, what about music? Let's add some music. Okay. Just touch that again. It's got to recognize that your finger's touching it. And you've got a library, you've got files, you have their iTunes music. You just click on it. You say, yep, I want to use this. Click on use. Voila. Now you have music to the video. And if you, oh, by the way, the music, you always want to make sure it's maybe at 10%. You want to make sure if it's a talking head video like this, the music doesn't overpower it. And then download it in 1080p, export. Voila. We produced it. I'm like, boom, that's creating a reel in 3 minutes or less, right? Look at that. It's 3 minutes and 11. That was filming it and doing a incomplete tutorial with the edits. Now, it was nothing fancy, right? We didn't have a script there. But let's say, so then we go over here and you just go, here we go. Let me just, the next scene. Okay, we're going to create a new Spark. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Cassie. And there we go. You see the screen. It's creating a reel. And then I had to go at the final one was back in my bedroom up top. And I was like, and that's creating a reel in 3 minutes or less. So again, these are some of the tools we talked about before. Now let's add on Spark camera app. So that's $39, but for the year, that's not monthly. So Descript is a monthly, Metrical monthly, Clipscribe is a monthly. So we're going to say maybe 200 to 300, right? And then $40 for Spark camera app. Descript, again, I have a full tutorial on this, so I won't go into this, but it does voice dubbing. It does caption. You don't even have to have your face there. Here is Alicia. I'm just going to play this here.
Hi,
she
guys.
Didn't speak
Alicia, would you believe me if I say that in this entire video, I never spoke even once? This is entirely Descript AI Voices feature. Let's take a look at how it's done. First, you need to upload your voice in Descript. To do that, go to Voices, click Create New Voice, and then type the name of your voice. Click Create. Follow the instructions on the right side of the screen. And when you're done with that, submit training data. Wait for your voice to upload. When it's uploaded, go to your project, click the feather icon, and then select Write. Type in the script that you want your voice to say. When done, highlight it, right-click, and then choose Overdub. Easy, right?
OMG, talk about a reaction video. Now, if you don't know Alicia Little, she's one of my best friends. She was actually my first coach when I got into digital marketing 20 years ago. And we've been sharing stages and going around. I actually brought her on stage in DC. So we did a baseline in case people didn't know her. We played this. And again, one of my best friends, I didn't even know. I was like, come on, you actually recorded that. No, her VA just typed those words and did the tutorial. All she did is just, she smiled like you see her in the beginning. That's it. So you could do the same thing. And by the way, what I tell you to do is get your video editor and just have some clips of you just like reacting, pointing, thinking, looking bored, looking whatever, looking excited, just like literally 3-second clips. They can use that and then get like tutorial type videos or those reaction styles. So like, maybe 10 to 20 seconds of a reaction, looking up, but then they do all the editing. They do all of the production. So you don't have to do all of the creation, which is the time consuming part. That's what you hire your assistant to do. So I did want to play that. Hopefully you heard the voice there. If not, I believe we did upload that on my Instagram channel. So you'll see this. And by the way, she keeps doing this now and she no longer has to create videos at all herself. She does not have to take the time to batch create a bunch of videos, to record them. Just Script is doing it for her. So if you haven't watched that tutorial, go ahead and watch that. You will do yourself a huge favor. And before I advance the slides, I should bring it on screen because if we were live, people would be like, I can't see screen. And we don't want to do that. All right. So that's the Script.
Hi, guys.
Oh, let's forward over there. When I'm on stage, I had this one woman who was a singer. She got up and she literally started singing. So by the way, it also does faceless videos, just Script. This one, I had to do a masterclass invitation for one of our affiliate partners. It was midnight around Saturday. Actually, right now it's almost midnight here or just past midnight. I'm leaving on a plane. So Fortunately, it was a long day of doing some video, but this would be like I wouldn't have makeup on. I'd have my hair up in a bun. Like I don't want to have a face, so I would just use the script and have all of this. By the way, all of these are all B-roll faceless video content. All I did is type in the words like "congratulate you," and I got a poppin' bottle, champagne bottle, right? The next one was something else. You just keep putting in the words, and Descript is pulling all of this free stock video footage that you can use. So here, now we're really wrapping up. My final real quick overview of additional favorite AI apps so that you can start using them. And they're either a very, very small one-time investment or annual. But again, everything that I'm showing here, all under 500 if you got all of them. You don't have to get all of them. You can pick and choose. So this one here is that super creator one. Remember I talked about that one? This still is in beta. It just still has some glitches. There are times I open it up like that didn't work. So I just shut it down and I restart. That's like the biggest tip. Just shut something down if it's not working and reboot. But this writes all your script. It removes your background. It's tied into Snapchat. So you have really cool features. If you never use Snapchat, trust me, it's not just for the kids anymore. And it writes your keywords and schedules your post for you. So say you didn't want to get metrical and you just wanted to get super creator. Say you didn't want to get ChatGPT, you could just get Super Creator and it literally is going to write your scripts for you. So this is Super Creator. This is what it looks like. This, I believe, is 9 something a month, or you pay in the year. So you could just try it for a month. If you don't like it, delete it, get rid of it, cancel it, right? A month. This is only 10. And this is me. And now, again, this is late at night, no makeup. And again, I'm trying to show you that you don't have to go and get fancy to create your videos. But this is me late at night. All I did is I typed in a few words. I think it was like marketing. And then this is what it gave me, a script. So I literally just looked directly at my phone and the script was right in front. So I just read my script on the phone here. And this is what you're seeing. So as far as eye contact, teleprompter, this is Super Creator writing the script, giving me it on screen as a teleprompter, all the backgrounds, all the little motion graphic, all done. And again, it's kind of tied into Super Creator. So let me bring up the volume and hopefully you can hear this. If not, well, you'll see the visual of it. Let's push play. Here are the ultimate content marketing tips to help you get through 2023. There are nearly 5 billion active internet users and over 4 billion social media users worldwide. What? Despite its immense impact, many marketers don't know how to implement a successful content marketing strategy or do a video without blunders. Make sure your content has a clear, measurable business goal. Know your audience. Adopt the pillar cluster model. Rely on analytics to track your performance. Use data to strengthen your points. Publish a Okay, so I'm going to stop this really quick. And if you notice, and these are, you can grab a screenshot of the others so that way you'll have them. People are like, what's on your screen? This is a screenshot. But if you notice, like there were times that I would move and that little emoji, like I didn't do any post production. That's what you want to understand with that video. That's a Snapchat feature that they've built in with Super Creator. So again, this is the Super Creator app. It might be marvelous for getting you everything from your script. So you don't even need Chachi. You have it scheduled. You don't need Metricool. You don't need a teleprompter app. You don't even need the Spark camera app to get all those clips. It's literally doing. And by the way, did you notice it was like one clip, different scene, different scene, different scene. The captions, you don't need captions app either. It's all in Super Creator. So again, angels singing. Hopefully you grabbed a screenshot of this. If not, pause. This is a bigger version. My Talking Avatar, another really fun one. Facetune is one when, again, you don't have your makeup on. It wipes it there. So this is, anytime I go to the gym, I like using this Talking Avatar one because I just get an outfit. You decide what outfit you want to put on your avatar. And then you can do like little tutorials like this where I'm showing how to use the script for my club members, or again, gym, and you are all messed up, but you can still, you know, do a video, right? So here, I'm just going to show you this. You don't need any. Okay, so we're just going to say hi, and we're going to show that we are editing a Descript app. So again, you're seeing the my mouth move just like a cartoon, so it's not perfect, right? But it's just an avatar. It's my talking avatar. And again, you can do that faceless. You don't have to have your face in this. This is just the avatar stuff. What I do say is enunciate or move your mouth, because if you're talking like this, it almost like doesn't see your mouth move. So you do need to kind of enunciate. So that is another fun app
Okay.
if you don't want to show your face. Oh, this is me and Alicia. This is Dizzy. I was like, man, this can put me out of business. Turns this into a cartoon. You don't even have to create a video. All I did with this is I upload a still picture, and it created this video for me in this cute little cartoon. So let me yeah. So you can have this fun little video, again, 10-second video. By the way, you don't even have to create a 60-second or 30-second, 10 seconds. And by the way, you get people watching your 10-second videos, you get them looping it because they like the trending audio. You link to trending audio. By the way, that's a huge secret to getting more views. But the more they loop it, or they don't even realize it, or they watch it from beginning to end, that's one of the most important things. Your content gets served up to more people. So those are a few hacks there. That's what I liked about this is you're creating quick 10-second videos. So we're not talking about long form content. We're talking about very fast. And remember, this is all free advertising. Like, why not? Remember, mere exposure effect. Masterclass one. It's when the more they see you, like you, trust you, the more they buy from you, and they believe you're just a great person. So give them that mere exposure effect, like almost inundate them with content. And if you want to see how I'm doing a lot of these things, how we're creating even more scripts and automations, there are a few things I haven't talked about because my time is up right now. But we're diving in, and we're diving in, and we're kind of seeing what works and what doesn't. So we make a lot of investments and a lot of video equipment because it's my business. But then I only share with you the best, my absolute favorite, the things that have at least worked out a bunch of the glitches. So contact me here on the social networks. Grab a screenshot of this, come back, let me know when you film them. But we're literally combing the net, doing the research. We're paying people to do this, test it, test it, test it. That's what, oh, and Opus Clip. I think I mentioned that before. That's one of my favorites as well, to get all of the long form content into clips. So you might see some of these clips here on my Instagram, and that's going to be from Opus, and without me having to pay for an expensive video editor to find the best clips. Opus does it for you. So I think that is it. I'm looking at the time, and yes, that is it. That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I hope this was awesome. I hope you had your mind blown at least a couple times. If you tweet me or X me, whatever that is, or comment on one of my latest videos on the gram, I'd love to follow you back. Let me know where we met during this masterclass here. Mention AdSkills, mention Leanna, tag her, tag me in the videos that you use using these apps so I can celebrate with you. And remember, you want to be where the puck is going, not to where it's at. So get that first mover's advantage, start applying these AI apps, get that puck advantage, and I will see you way ahead of the curve, farther ahead than your competitors. And again, I'll see you on the gram. Aloha. Mwah. Thanks for watching. Now I just have to get control of my mouse that doesn't want to move off this screen. I think it went to sleep. It's like twirling around here. Well, I'm glad you were with me. Okay, there we go. Bye now.